Hi, thank you for finding supporting strategies North Shore, Metro West, Central, and Western Massachusetts. My name is John Gleason. What we do here is professional bookkeeping and accounting services for small businesses, and we've done so very successfully since 2004. What I'd like to talk about today is a question that we were asked last week by a business owner, and that is how do we figure out as a business where we are spending too much money? Are there categories in which we are spending too much money, and how do we find that out? So as business owners, we should always be working on not only growing the top line revenues, making more sales, but we should be the guardian of our treasury in regards to where we're spending money without need, or perhaps we're spending more than we need to spend to obtain a service that we can obtain less expensively. So I'm going to give you some points rather than make this a very long video. It will be short. First thing, review your financial statements. Start by thoroughly reviewing your financial statements, including the P&L, which is oftentimes called the income statement, and the balance sheet. Analyze your expense categories and compare them to previous periods. If you don't know how to compare a period to a previous period, have your bookkeeper do that for you. So you want to look back constantly to look at what expense categories are increasing and why are they increasing. Secondly, categorize and classify your expenses in such a way that it makes common sense. Many times we run into a business that has too many expense categories and it becomes unclear where spending is taking place. So for example, rent and utilities, very straightforward, marketing and advertising, but marketing and advertising can be broken up into 25 categories, right? But you want to look at the subcategories, the totals of those, and see if those are increasing. And that goes for supplies, travel and entertainment, which is sometimes called T&E, insurance, professional service. That goes for everything. But you want to look at basic costs and subcategories and check them against previous periods. Where are you seeing costs escalating? Where are you seeing costs go down? Conduct a cost analysis. That's number 3. Determine if the expenditure is essential for you. Perhaps there is a bonus program that is not doing much good for the employees. Perhaps it's not a cash bonus. It's some type of a program that people are not taking advantage of, and there's no need to continue it. I'm just saying perhaps. We always think that acknowledgement is important of employees, and cash bonuses are good, spot bonuses, but sometimes there are categories we'll talk to a client about and they will say, geez, we're really not getting any effect here with this particular expense. Maybe we don't need to do it. For example, we have a client that was catering a lunch in their office and no one was coming into the office. And they're on a hybrid basis. People usually show up Tuesdays and Thursdays. No one wanted to be there on Friday, so they were able to eliminate that cost. Benchmarking. Number 4, compare your expenses to industry standards in similar businesses in your sector. Without belaboring the point, if you don't know how to benchmark, your CPA firm or your bookkeeping firm can help you and find out what industry standards are for certain expenses, and you can take a look at where you are perhaps overspending. A perfect example is credit card processing. Take a look at, in your industry, are you paying what you should be paying for credit card processing and merchant card services, ATM services as well? Utilize expense tracking tools. Especially if you have a sales staff and you have more than 10 employees, it's very important to figure out where the spending is taking place and if that can be controlled. Do you have reimbursement expense budgets in place for sales folks? Do they understand what their budget is? Do they understand that you are not, for example, going to reimburse for alcohol if you don't want to reimburse for alcohol? Is someone the guardian of your expenses there? Analyze your key cost drivers, right? Identify the primary cost drivers in your business. What factors lead to your expenses increasing? For example, is it raw material costs that are going up? Is casual labor going up? Are labor expenses difficult to control? Focus on those key drivers and you can develop strategies to manage and control them more effectively. Seek input from your employees and managers. Oftentimes as a business owner, your managers and employees know better than you do how to control your expenses. Ask them for input. Encourage open communication. That's a real open door policy, right? And get suggestions for cost saving measures. Explore competitive bidding. This is a no-brainer sometimes, but for example, with a very big cost expenditure, such as health insurance, get competitive ideas from, in particular, when you have a number of employees between, say, 10 and 1,000, you need to have multiple ideas come in from your potential vendors in regards to, are you going to self-insure? Are there different, it's not just moving from Tufts to Blue Cross to Tufts to Fallon. It's exactly how are your benefits going to be structured in such a way that it's beneficial for your employees to retain them, as well as for ownership to make a profit. Last thing I'm going to mention is continually monitor and adjust your expense management. Offer a bonus. Offer a small cash bonus to employees that can help you in figuring out a way to control or perhaps lower expenses. As I said, oftentimes your employees will know better than you do where you are wasting money, or they'll at least have ideas that they contribute. Have the door open in regards to that and explain to them that you can compensate people better when you're making a bigger profit. Don't cut costs indiscriminately. Don't cut off your nose to spite your face, is the old saying, right? That's the last thing I'll leave you with. So again, my name is John Gleason. I'm here with Supporting Strategies North Shore, Metro West, Central, and Western Mass. And what we do is professional bookkeeping and accounting services for small businesses. And I'd love to hear from you in regards to this posting. My email address is jgleason, Gleason, @supportingstrategies.com. Thank you and have a nice day.